Hello friends, so today I will show you how I coded a video game from scratch that is paying me each time the game is played online at no cost to the player. Let's go. So here we are guys, here's the video game that I coded from scratch a few months ago that is paying me each time the game is played online. You can see that you can play it on a computer at educationalgaming.org. And this is paying me each time the game is played at no cost to the player. So how is that possible? So let me go back and I will explain everything. But basically I leverage a blockchain music company called Musicoin. And I will go in details and explain how it's working. So let me go back in time. A year ago, I went on a gorgeous travel in Norway. I ended up actually staying about a week at the location where the movie Ex Machina was shot. If you've seen the movie, you know that it's been shot in an incredible place, gorgeous place. And I got back from that trip in Los Angeles and I was refreshed, I was very inspired. And for a while now, I wanted to get more into computer science. I actually started to program a few years ago in the finance world, but I never really did like any video games or things like that. Video games are a really great way to practice what you studied when you start to code. So for a few weeks, I started to study C++, which is a programming language. I made a first video game. The problem is that with a video game like that, people had to download it to be able to play it. Nobody wanted to download that video game because everybody is afraid of virus. As soon as you download something, you're always afraid that there's some crap in there. So I was like, I need to do a video game in a browser so that anybody can play online easily. So a few months later, I took some time off and decided to learn JavaScript. So this game that you see right now is entirely programmed in P5.js, which is a library of JavaScript. Shout out to Daniel Schiffman, incredible teacher on YouTube. His channel is called The Coding Train. I learned from him. People always ask me, how did you learn? I'm like, guys, knowledge is free nowadays. You can learn anything online, and on YouTube you have some incredible teachers. So I learned P5.js with Daniel Schiffman, and here's the result. I actually sent an email to Daniel when I was done with it to show him what I did, and he was obviously glad and to see what his students are doing. So anyway, how does that work? Yes, I'm getting paid each time this game is played online. How is that possible? I will reload the page and you're gonna hear my music streaming from the Musicoin blockchain platform, and I will explain everything. So let's reload the page. Let me unmute the page and reload. Boom, I reload the page and you're gonna see the game appear. That's it. Alright, let me mute it for now. Now I can explain. So you can see the message at the bottom saying this is you, right here. Collect the information to learn how to massively grow your social media following. Use arrows on your keyboard to move and avoid the enemies. So I'm gonna move so that you see me moving. Can you see me moving at the bottom of the page on the left? Alright, so basically I have to, boom, I just lost a life. Damn, I can't play my game. So anyway, how does that work? So this is a very basic game, guys. This is basic coding, nothing crazy. It can look impressive, but nothing crazy. But basically, I created an educational video game so that people would actually like to play it to learn some stuff. Since some of my skills are social media, for example, I was like, okay, I'm going to hide some informations in the game so that people learn how to grow their social media to optimize their business or their brand or stuff like that. Social media changed my life, by the way, so you can check that out on some of my other videos. So this is an educational video game, and By the way, you can see right now that I have a bug in the game. At the very bottom, there is an enemy that is hanging out outside of the game. So this is a bug I need to fix actually. Anyway, let me keep going with that. So why am I getting paid each time this is played online? Because I've been using the music you hear is streaming. I'm triggering a stream from Musicoin. And you can see on the right, it's written the world's first game where the music composer is paid each time the game is played thanks to the first music blockchain, Musicoin. So Musicoin is the first music blockchain platform. And there is many benefits. I'm an ambassador for the project because to me, it's finally a real solution to a real problem that music composers have. So what happens when you use Musicoin to stream your music? You get paid the highest streaming rate ever, much higher than Spotify. You get tips from listeners. You get instantly paid each time there is a stream. You can verify every single transactions. If you did the song with 5 people, everybody is paid instantly. If you are a music composer, you know how revolutionary this is. This is really the point. So that's it. You know, when you upload your music to Musicoin, then you can use a music player that you can put on your website. You can put it on autoplay, and suddenly each time your website is visited, you trigger a stream and you're getting paid. That's as simple as that. So this is exactly what's happening with my game that you see right here. There is actually the Musicoin player that you can't see because I made it really tiny. It's actually at the top left corner. It's very, very tiny. But this is what is triggering a stream each time the page is loading. So this is basically how I created something that is paying me constantly this way. And then the key is, of course, you have a web page, but you need to create traffic to this web page because if nobody is coming to the page, there's no point, right? So what I did is that I happen to have a massive following on Twitter. As we speak, I have close to 500,000 followers on Twitter. You can see that actually at the bottom right of the page. I have actually about 1,000, 1,500 new followers per day on Twitter. If you're wondering how that works, you can ask me and we'll talk about that later. I help brands, building a community around their projects as well. But thanks to Twitter, I have so many followers on Twitter that it's creating me traffic because my pinned tweet on Twitter, the first tweet that stays at the first place, is about my video game. I'm like, guys, I created a video game that is teaching you how to grow your social media. And people love that. They click on it and boom, I'm getting paid. You know? So at the end of the day, this game is actually, I think, some of the best stuff I've ever created because it combines a lot of my passions. Music, my music production, coding, an application of what I learned when I studied coding, social media, which is one of my specialty, of course, blockchain technology, using a really revolutionary music platform like Musicoin, and you end up with a unique experience combining all that, you know. And then a lot of people ask, yeah, but Musicoin, where is the money coming from? So the last thing I'm going to explain is actually that Musicoin is also a great combination of concepts together. And Musicoin uses a concept of universal basic income. So basically the way that the music coins are created is that they're created each day. And each time a new block of coin is created, a large part goes back to the miners. If you don't know what a miner is and blockchain, you need to study more blockchain. So a large part of the block that is created going back to the miners, a tiny part goes to the team to work on the Musicoin project, and the rest act as a pool of universal basic income so that anytime somebody presses play online on a Musicoin player, a coin goes from the pool of universal basic income to the wallet of the artist. So this is how the music coins are created, and this is how I am getting paid through that video game each time a stream is triggered, basically. So another great thing about this thing as well is, for me, it's a way actually to show people, inspire people, brands, to find new ways to interact with their fans, with their customers. Because if you find a new way or a very unique way to interact with people following you, your fans, your customers, they're gonna remember that. And this is how you build a community. If you manage to build the most unique experience, this is what some people can remember for their lifetime. It's very, very unique. And if, in that case, if you educate them on top of that, that's pretty cool. So honestly, I think it's one of the best thing this experience is one of the best thing I did so far. I produced tons of songs for like super famous people. Yeah, it's cool, but I think it's way cooler because it's bringing together all these these great concepts, basically. So that's it. I don't want to do a long video about it. I wanted to explain a little bit how this functions. I hope you like it. I hope it gave you some new ideas to interact with your people, your community, the community you're building online, hopefully. And that's about it. If you need me, you know where to find me on my website. That is right here. And that's it for today. Up to the next video. Bye.